All right. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? I'm not going to be long today. I'm going to send out some invites real quick, but I'm not going to be long today. Send out some invites real quick. How's everybody doing tonight? It's, Saturday night, right? It's Saturday. So this is not going to be a long one. I'm actually just going to let y'all listen to a podcast that is about the FBA coin. And I think this podcast does an amazing job explaining what this coin is all about. So I'm just going to send out the invites real quick. And then we're going to sit and listen to the listen to the podcast. It's about 10 minutes. About 10 minutes, 25 seconds. And then I'll bring some people up. We'll chop up some game. And then I'm going to be probably eating while the podcast is playing, y'all. So y'all forgive me if y'all start looking at the roof or something. I don't got great lighting right now. I'm not in my normal spot where I do my podcast at. So, but mainly I just want y'all to listen, man. I just really just want y'all to hear probably one of the most articulate ways to explain what the FBA coin is. So this is coming from Google Notebook LM, and I think it did a fantastic job. All I did was plug in my white paper, and this is what it spit out. So give me 1 second here. As I send out the invites real quick. And those who are in here to hear it, great. But really what I'm going to do is upload this onto YouTube. So this is mainly for the YouTube family, but I'm going to use TikTok to upload it on YouTube. That's all. So y'all come on up in here. It's okay to show some love. It's okay to send some hearts, you know. I always tell y'all, man, being a black content creator, don't be stingy, man. Show love, man. Not that many people show love to black content creators. Let's keep it a buck. So I want y'all to show some love when y'all come on up in here. And yeah, it's going down. So I want y'all to hear another way of explaining the coin. It's going to be a conversation between two people or two AIs, whatever you want to call that. And they're gonna explain the coin, man. They're gonna explain the coin. So just give me a minute to send out the invites here, and then I'm just gonna push play, and we're all gonna take a listen. How about that? We're all gonna take a listen. That's where we're at. So we're about to get started. It's okay to show love. We're talking about the FBA coin, probably one of the most unique coins on the cryptocurrency market. Okay, the most unique coin. The way I coded it, the way I developed it, the smart contracts. This coin is phenomenal. It's amazing. March 21st is going to be the actual pre-launch date where 1,770 people will be able to get their coins early at a very, very low discounted price. What that's going to do is going to build up our liquidity pool. Once the liquidity pool reaches a certain amount, I close it off, and then we launch the coin, and whatever it's worth, when it hits the market, it hits the market. But with Solana, yeah, it's going to be like that. So it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna let you hear a better articulation of someone explaining what the FBA coin based on my my white paper. So y'all take a listen. I'm in a different spot of the house, so I don't got the great lighting right here. I'm just sitting at my laptop here, and I'm just gonna push play, and we're gonna listen to about 10 minutes of them talk about the FBA coin. And I want you to just listen, okay? Listen, and you're gonna see the power of this coin. So let me push play.
Welcome back, everybody, to the deep dive. Today, we're going to be diving into something pretty unique. We're looking at a cryptocurrency. And it's not just any cryptocurrency. This one's called FBA coin, and it actually has a social mission behind it. Pretty interesting stuff. So we're going to be taking a close look at their white paper. It's version 5, and it was just released February 21st, 2025, so hot off the presses. And the goal here, as they state it, is to empower foundational Black American communities. Now, I'm really curious to hear your take on this.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting because it really goes beyond just the technology. They're really trying to create a real impact here, you know, addressing economic disparities within those communities.
Yeah, and they're not shying away from history either.
Yeah.
They actually invoke the legacy of 𝗥𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝗁, the first American casualty of the Revolution. I thought it was a really powerful statement. What do you make of that connection?
Well, you know, it definitely sets a strong tone. By linking FBA coin to such a significant figure, they're not just talking about financial gain. They're framing this as a continuation of a long struggle.
Yeah.
You know, for economic justice and equality. It adds a whole other layer of meaning to the project, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It makes you think about the bigger picture, not just the nuts and bolts of the technology. But speaking of that, they've laid out their plan pretty clearly in this white paper. 1 billion tokens total, divided up for different purposes.
Yeah. And, you know, I think it's that transparency that really builds trust.
Right, yeah.
They're not hiding anything. They're very upfront about where the tokens are going. 6.2% for early donors, 25% set aside for something called liquidity staking, another 25% reserved for future sales.
Right. Yes.
And the biggest chunk, 43.8%, dedicated to funding community projects.
Okay, so I have to admit, some of that's going over my head a little bit. What exactly is liquidity staking, and why is it so important that they put so much aside for it?
That's a great question. Think of it this way. Imagine you want to buy some FBA coin. For that to happen, there needs to be a readily available pool of tokens to buy and sell from. Otherwise, trading would be clunky and unpredictable. So this 25% for liquidity staking ensures smooth trading. People can lock up or stake their FBA coin, contributing to this pool, and earn rewards for doing so. It helps keep the whole system stable and accessible.
Ah, okay. That makes sense. So it's like they're building in safeguards against wild price swings, something we've seen a lot of with other cryptocurrencies.
Exactly. They're aiming for stability and controlled growth, rather than a volatile pump and dump scenario. Now, let's talk about that other big piece, the 43.8% for community projects. This is where things get really interesting.
Yes. This is what sets FBA coin apart in my mind. So what kind of projects are we talking about here?
Well, the white paper outlines a phased approach, starting with building on the Binance Smart Chain. But ultimately, they want to transition to something called DAO governance.
DAO governance. Okay, now that's another term I need a little help with.
Sure thing. DAO stands for Decentralized Autonomous Organization. Essentially, it means the community gets to vote on how the project is run, how those community funds are used, everything.
So instead of a central authority calling all the shots, the power is distributed among the FBA coin holders.
Precisely. They'll have a multi-sig treasury, which means multiple people need to agree before any funds can be spent.
Yeah.
Which adds a layer of security and transparency. They're talking about grant programs, microloans, all sorts of initiatives to empower individuals and businesses within those communities.
This is starting to sound less like just a cryptocurrency and more like a movement.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And what's fascinating is how they're combining these big long-term goals with immediate tangible benefits.
Like what? What's an example of something that would impact someone right away if they started using FBA coin?
Well, take their transaction fees, for example.
Yeah.
They've designed a system where small transactions, under 1,000 tokens, are completely free. So if you're using FBA coin for everyday purchases within the community, you're not losing anything to fee.
That's a great point. It encourages adoption and keeps things affordable for regular folks. And I imagine those fees from larger transactions go right back into the treasury to fund those community projects, right?
That's exactly right. It's a self-sustaining system designed to benefit the community at every level.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
you know, there's a lot more to unpack here. And I think it's worth taking a closer look at it. How this whole thing got started. You know, how did they actually launch FBA coin?
Yeah, so they're thinking long term, but, you know, they needed a way to get this thing off the ground right. How did FBA coin actually launch?
Well, they started with an early donor program. The first 1,770 people to contribute at least $300, which is about 0.1 BNB, those familiar with Binance coin. Got in on the ground floor.
And that $300 minimum, that's pretty accessible compared to some of the investments you see in the crypto world.
Right. They wanted to make it attainable for everyday people. to become a part of this movement.
So besides the warm, fuzzy feeling of supporting a good cause, what did those early donors actually get?
Well, each donor received a base reward, calculated at 0.01 cents per token, plus a bonus of 5,000 tokens, just for being an early adopter. And of course, they also received one of those commemorative 𝗥𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘁 NFTs we talked about. It's a cool way to recognize their contribution and tie it back to that historical narrative.
Definitely a unique perk. But beyond those early donations, they also set aside a significant portion of tokens for future sales, ranked 25%, if I remember correctly.
You've got a great memory. And it's not just about raising more money, it's about strategic growth. Those funds are going to be crucial for developing the platform, expanding their reach, and ultimately achieving their vision of a fully decentralized ecosystem. They've got plans for grant and microloan programs, reward systems to incentivize adoption, and eventually, even migrating to their own independent blockchain. It's a very ambitious roadmap.
Wow. It sounds like they've thought this through very carefully. But let's step back for a second and think about the average person listening to this, someone who maybe doesn't follow the crypto world that closely. Why should they care about FBA coin? What's the takeaway for them?
That's the key question, isn't it? This project is about so much more than just the technology or potential financial gains. It's about using this technology as a tool for social change. It's about addressing economic disparities that have existed for generations. And it's about empowering a community that has historically been excluded from traditional financial systems.
It's almost like a social experiment on a grand scale. And it's happening right now, right in front of us.
It really is. And while it's still early days, it's fascinating to see how this experiment unfolds. Whether or not FBA coin achieves all of its ambitious goals, it's pushing the boundaries of what's possible with cryptocurrency and challenging us to think about how this technology can be used for good.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. The mission, the history, the tokenomics, the phased approach to decentralization. What stands out to you the most about FBA coin?
For me, it's the combination of ambition and transparency. They're not just throwing out buzzwords, they're backing it up with a solid plan. They're being upfront about the token allocation, the roadmap, the long-term vision. And that commitment to transparency is crucial in building trust, especially in the world of cryptocurrency, which, let's be honest, has had its share of scandals and shady dealings.
Absolutely. And I think that connection to history is so powerful. It grounds the project in something real and tangible. It's not just about making money. It's about continuing a fight that's been going on for centuries.
I completely agree. It adds a layer of depth and meaning that you don't often see in the tech world. It's a reminder that technology is a tool, and it can be used for good or for ill. The future of FBA coin and projects like it will depend on the choices we make today.
So for our listeners who are intrigued by all of this, what would you recommend as a next step? Where can they learn more?
The best place to start is the FBA coin website, fbacoin.org. You can find the full white paper there, which goes into all the details we've discussed and more.
Perfect. And I encourage everyone to really dive in and explore this for themselves. It's a complex topic, but it's one that's worth understanding because it could have a significant impact on the future of finance and social change. Yeah, it really is fascinating to see how a project like this is using, the tools of decentralized finance to tackle these complex social issues. FBA coin is more than just a cryptocurrency, as we've been discussing. It's a movement. It's an attempt to drive meaningful change.
Yeah, it is exciting, isn't it, seeing how this technology can be used for something so much bigger than just making profits. But of course, with any ambitious project like this, there are also potential risks and challenges.
That's a good point. What kind of risks should people be aware of?
Well, one potential concern is, the focus on a specific community while the intention is admirable. Some people might question whether a cryptocurrency tailored to one group could create, unintended divisions or even exacerbate existing inequalities.
That's a valid concern. It's important to consider those potential consequences. What about the technological side of things? Are there any risks associated with the way FBA coin is structured?
Well, the transition to DAO governance, while exciting, is also a complex undertaking. DAOs are still a relatively new concept, and there have been instances of DAOs being vulnerable to hacks or governance issues. FBA coin will need to ensure they have robust security measures and a well-defined governance structure in place to mitigate those risks.
You've brought up some great points. It's clear that FBA coin is a bold experiment with both potential benefits and risks. It's going to be fascinating to see how it all plays out. So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one thing you want our listeners to take away from this conversation?
I think the most important takeaway is that technology, in this case cryptocurrency, is a tool. It's up to us as a society to decide how we use it. FBA coin is an example of how this technology can be leveraged to address social issues and empower communities, but it also highlights the importance of critical thinking, thoughtful discussion, and responsible implementation.
Well said. This is a conversation that's just beginning. The future of FBA coin and the role of cryptocurrency in society as a whole will depend on the choices we make today. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and for our listeners, we encourage you to continue exploring this topic, asking questions, and engaging in this critical conversation. Until next time, stay curious.
All right. That was just another way for them to articulate the FBA coin. Shout out to Google Notebook LM. They took my PDF file of my white paper and turned it into a podcast. So free promotion for them. If y'all know about notebooklm.google, go there, and whatever PDF file you have, it'll turn it into an exciting conversation in podcast form, and fully break down what that PDF file is saying and means. So that's the FBA coin, y'all. It's phenomenal. March 21st is when the pre-launch is. I was going to release it today, but I decided to step back and not rush this thing. I actually want to put some time in and do some proper promotion on it. And one of my goals is the first people, the early adopters. I want my early adopters to become millionaires. If the Trump coin made 500 millionaires, I want to double that. That's my goal. So again, imagine you're going to buy the coin at a penny. $300 minimum investment gets you 30,000 coins plus an additional 5,000 coins. That's 35,000 coins. Also, you get a limited edition. That means there's only going to be 1,770 of these NFTs made of 𝗥𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝘁. That's an NFT that's also going along with that. That's also going to have its own value. But we're not even going to talk about that value. We're just going to say that we're just going to talk about the coin. So you buy the coin for a penny, and you hold it. You hold it, you hold it, you hold it. However long it takes, however you hold this coin, however long it takes, when it gets to $30, which is a $30 billion market cap, the moment this coin is worth $30, you're a millionaire. Just like that. If it takes 1 year, 2 years, 3 months, 6 months, 10 years, doesn't matter. You hold this coin. And the first 1,770 people that get on board, there goes your $1 million. When it reaches $30, you're a millionaire. Just like that. Now, however long that takes. Now, the Trump coin, just so you know, the Trump coin is a meme coin. It doesn't even do what this coin does. The Trump coin, within 1 day, 2 days, 1 week, shot up to the very highest at $70. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the Trump released the same amount of coins I'm releasing, 1 billion coins. So that means it went up to $70 billion market cap. And 500 people, the first 500 people that invested with him became millionaires. And this can do the same thing. And again, this is not a meme coin. This is a coin. This is a utility token that's actually going to do something for foundational Black America. It's going to do something for the Black community. So that's important for you guys to understand. So that's the strategy. Now, some people, I get it. Once it starts making some money, once it reaches $1, your $300 investment turns into $30,000. Once it reaches $2, your $300 investment turns into, $35,000 once it reaches $1. Then once it reaches $2, it turns into $70,000. So a lot of people might check out there. A lot of people might think, man, you flipped 300, you made, it went up to $2, and you made 70 grand. You might want to pull out a portion of that. That's your prerogative. But I'm going to incentivize people who hold and stake the coin. Okay? You will be able, we're working on the contracts even now. It's an fully upgradable contract. So this is a coin that's going to grow with the movement, with the audience, okay? Grow with its people. So you will be able to stake your coin and borrow from your coin. So you won't have to worry about spending the coin, but you can borrow the money from the coin and then pay yourself back. So we're going to add that feature in there. It's a fully upgradable coin. So anytime we upgrade that, you don't have to do nothing. We just upgrade on our end and it's done. Okay, it's a fully man. This coin is phenomenal. There's no coin out there like it. And if you check on my page, for those people who think it's a scam, just go check on my page. I put up a video that shows the actual coin, shows the actual verification checks to let you know it's real, and shows you the actual explainer of that coin. Okay, so it's a video I have out. It's on my homepage. Let's go to my homepage. Look at the video. It looks like a picture of a laptop, and it shows the coding on there. And I show you that the code works. If you go on to my YouTube and my Instagram, guess what? It goes into even more details about the coin, okay, and shows you the code. Just so you guys, I just want y'all to know this is not a game. This is real. This is really happening. This is a totally 100% legit, no scam, nothing. This is real. I coded it. It's flawless. Okay, it's amazing. It's phenomenal. Okay, it took me a long time to do it, but like I said, I told you I don't watch TV. I just sit down and I go to work and I put my focus, and things get done. So whenever y'all don't see me for a while, it's because I'm working. I'm putting in that work. Now I did this on top of a 9 to 5. I got a day job or whatever you want to call it. You know, I'm an independent contractor. Okay, so I work about 9-10 hours a day, 7 days a week. When I come home, boom, I was coding this thing. That's why I'm not trying to rush it. Okay, I want to give it its proper promotion. I was going to release the coin today. I know I told you guys March 8th, but if you remember, I told you March 8th tentatively. The key word tentatively. That means it is subject to change, and it did change. I didn't feel right just releasing the coin today. I said nope. I'm going to give it at least 12 more days to do some heavy promotion, and then I'm going to release the coin. The pre-launch is March 21st. And by the way, you're welcome. You're welcome. For those who rock with me, who are early donors on this thing, man, I want to hear all your stories. Man, when y'all see this coin rise up and y'all start making money, I want to hear all your stories, all the success stories that come from creating this coin, all the generational wealth that is from creating this coin. I want y'all to leave me a message. I want y'all to make a video. I want y'all to share it. I want y'all to tell your story, how you invested in the FBAC coin, and this is the next Bitcoin. Okay, I plan on this coin shooting up and being worth more than Bitcoin. I want to attach it to the buying power of the black community. So if we can get the market cap to $1.9 trillion, that would be amazing. There's no coin out there that's ever done that, and I want to be the first. So this is not a long this is not going to be a long video. This is going to be just a short video. I think I've only been on for about 20-30 minutes, and I'm gonna bid you guys a good night, man. This is your Saturday night. Enjoy your night with your family. I know I am. I'm over here eating on some samosa real quick. My wife made some samosa, and it's real good. So I'm about to continue eating that, and it's real good. Bid you guys a good night. All right, y'all have a good night. Take care. This is good. Damn.